How's it going, Murph? Looks like you're in the chat. How's the audio? We doing okay today? Anybody else out there? Changed up the music on the stream a little bit. Don't know if you guys noticed that. Sounds good. Alright, hey Murph, you want to see something pretty cool? Alright, put this to the side real quick and bring out this beautiful... Here, you know what? Let's get rid of this. Actually, I think I can just turn it off. Boom, there we go. The Alaska Airlines 86 Murph Turn 2. Actually, it just says Murph on it. Ford Fusion 2015. I can't wait to send this out to you. This thing turned out great. I am super stoked for you to get it. And the 164s as well. So it's just about done. I have to glue this bottom plate onto it. I just wanted to make sure I had everything else squared away on it before I put it back together for the final time. And yeah, hood opens, roof flaps. Let's see. I mean, you'll see this. Oh, and I put a little something underneath there for you. I don't know if you can. Yeah, there you go. So it's a beautiful car. It turned out really good. I'm really pleased with it. I think you'll love it. I can't wait to send it out to you. But yeah, that is not why we're here tonight, but always happy to show you. So what we're doing tonight is we're gonna decal. Where'd my mouse go? Oh, there it is. This car. Another one for Jason Alexander, driver of the in this case, number 11 Fast Track Ford Fusion. He raced this at Charlotte Motor Speedway in 2024. And I already started with putting the background decals on it because I had to use a heat gun and it was annoying, and I don't think anybody wants to listen to that on camera. So we got all the background decals on it. That way we can just jump right into the rest of the decals you see I have laid out here. I've got a nice glare from my light. But yeah, other than that, I worked a little bit more on the other car from the other night. I put the yellow Menards banner color on the front of the spoiler. I have to do red on the back for General Tire, but yeah. Oh, and I put the splitter decal on the front too. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. It's like a yellowish color. But yeah, this was a pretty cool scheme raced by Jason at Charlotte. Yeah, he did. So he was actually in the last stream. It was really cool. He jumped in when we were making that 10 car, and he was talking to me about it, and then the truck, obviously, I made for him. But yeah, I met him at Michigan. Yeah, it was at Michigan. And I had brought Cody cars. I'm sure you're familiar with Cody Dennison. I brought him cars that I made, and everybody in the hauler was like oohing and eyeing about the cars. And yeah, Jason came in and he was looking at him and he's like, so can you just make those for anybody? And I'm like, yeah. So he's like, well, how about some of my cars? I'm like, yeah, I could do that. So it was funny because after we had talked about it, I hadn't heard from him for months. And then one day out of the blue, he reached out to me and he's like, hey, remember that conversation we had at Michigan? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, I want a bunch of cars made. So he gave me these four, which is this one. I don't know if you saw the truck the other day, the other live stream, but we did the truck from Milwaukee, the 10 car from Nashville Fairgrounds, and then there's one more car over here that I'm in the process of getting started on, but it was a Michigan car. So he wanted to start off with those four, and here we are. He said he wants a lot more, so yeah, it's going to be a big project for me, but I guess these ones are going to go to his sponsors, I think he said. And it's kind of interesting how I've been going through these and trying to make them as close to the real cars on track as I can, and just understanding and knowing what tweaks I need to make to the decal sheets to make them fit a little bit better. There's a few things that I've been learning along the way, but yeah, overall it's been a fun project. So yeah, as you can see, we got the scheme up there. That's what we're going to be making, and I mean, so far I think it's pretty spot on. The only thing left really I have to do is paint, as far as like the base goes, is paint the fuel inlet white, which I'll get to that eventually. Actually, it's kind of more over here. But yeah, so it's pretty cool interacting with them. You know, I talked about this a little bit last stream, but ARCA drivers, lower series, I mean, even some of the truck drivers, like a lot of the truck drivers don't get their die-cast made just because it's not, I don't know, it's just not profitable for Lionel necessarily. And so it's just a cool thing to do, to be able to do for some of these drivers, because they want to have memories of them racing and, you know, the cars that they raced when they were younger and just starting out and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm just glad that I'm able to help people, you know, live their dream a little bit and have some good memories with them. But yeah, another behind the scenes tour here. Another video will be going out tomorrow. I was pretty shocked last week. Economies of scale if you don't sum it. Yep, exactly. I think their minimum order quantity for a 124 scale car is like 500. And it's not that I think it's not that I don't think you could find 500 people to buy these die casts. It's just that's going to take a lot on your end if you're trying to get somebody to buy it, and you know, it's a lot of effort, a lot of time, and yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think drivers get like any money from the diecast gig, so it would just be a net loss for them, and I don't know. It is what it is. So that's why we're able to do what we do here and make cars for people and hopefully make their day a little bit better. But yeah, so last week's video, like the normal video that I put out, only got like 12 views. It was so weird. Whatever the algorithm for YouTube didn't like about it, it did not do well. And I was pretty surprised by that. So hopefully tomorrow's video does a little bit better. I don't know, I was just very, very confused on what the algorithm didn't like about last week's car. But you know what? Sometimes you have that. That's just the game you play when you are uploading on YouTube and stuff. Obviously, I'm still new to this gig, but yeah, there's a lot to learn. It's pretty fun though. Hating you recently too. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I did not change like the thumbnail format because the video from 2 weeks ago did fine. It got over like 100 views or something, and that's pretty good for me. And then I did the same thumbnail format for last Friday's video, and there was like the same title format. It was literally the same, just a different car. So I try to go for consistency here on this channel when I'm displaying and showing the cars. But yeah, I don't know, whatever the algorithm was doing, it didn't like it, and I guess yeah, you're experiencing the same thing too. We small guys, we gotta stick together. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it pushes it, and sometimes it doesn't. Now, hey Emily, how's it going? Good to see you. Did you like the short that I put out today? It was I was just trying something different, because like normally shorts don't get put out to promote things, at least in what I've viewed or seen on YouTube. People aren't typically putting shorts out to like promote a video or something. But I figured I'd try it because like nobody saw my post. Like I had talked to a few family friends that are kind of close to the channel, I guess. And they're like, no, we didn't even see your post. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So I figured I'd give putting a short out as like a promo for the live stream tonight. I mean, we got 4 viewers in, so that's something. I know Murph's here, Emily's here. Not sure who the other 2 aren't, but yeah, it doesn't hurt to try. That was my thought process too. And like I can link this stream to the video. I didn't even know how to set the stream. Like I didn't even know how to schedule this stream ahead. I just literally just found that out like a couple hours ago. That you can like schedule the stream, and I was, I'm still learning. There's still a lot. But yeah, it's just I figured it would be a kind of, because shorts get out to everybody, it seems. And if they catch a little bit of traction, people's attention spans are pretty short to begin with these days. But if the short gets a little bit of traction and hits that algorithm just right, a lot of people can see it. Like my D'Agostini model, that 1/8 scale Jeff Gordon car. Spoiler alert, sneak preview, that first box for that car is supposed to come in tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing video, and I am stoked about it. Now the problem is it's going to be like a 2-year project, because they ship like a box a month, and there's 22 boxes. And I didn't want to pay for the expedited. You could do the thing in like 1 year, and it's like all the money in just a year, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend all that quickly. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one. I already got they sent through PDF the instructions for it, and so I already looked at those. And I mean, the first box isn't much. I mean, it's not that interesting, to be honest with you. But I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get it. It's been a pretty long time coming. I think I put that short out over, I want to say it was like over a month ago. It might have been sometime in January. I think it was in January. And it has accumulated 1,000 views, which is crazy. That's my highest viewed anything on this channel, which is cool to think about. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that series that will be starting. I'm thinking about doing those videos on Tuesdays, but I don't know. I still think Fridays are okay for my videos. Fridays at lunchtime. But yeah, I'm super excited for the D'Agostini model. And yeah, I'm going to unbox it tomorrow and try to put together a video maybe for this Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. But keep your eyes peeled. Put them notifications on, all that stuff. So yeah, it should be a fun time. It's a 1/8 scale model, so it's huge. These 1/24 scale models are... Actually, do I have a ruler? I thought I had a ruler down here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. Oh yeah, I do. So these 1/24 scale models we'll get this ruler out for size. You got 164, which is like 3 inches-ish. About 3 inches is 164. Then these 124 scale cars are about 8, maybe 8 1/4. This 1/8 scale model is 2 feet big. Like 2 feet. So yeah, I cannot wait to build this thing. Again, it's going to be a 2-year project, but it's going to cost me a lot of money. But it's going to be really cool. So, and I'll do a video series building the whole thing and putting it together. And I'm going to try some different camera angles too. Something like that way, kind of over my shoulder looking in. Because, I don't know, do you guys like this top-down view? I think it's kind of cool. But I still have a hard time like adjusting my hands towards the camera. But I gotta figure out what to do with the D'Agostini. And I might change my desk a little bit too, because right now I just have all of my other project cars up there. Maybe I'll clean up my desk for that, and so I can have like a wider camera angle for those videos. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. First box is supposed to be arriving tomorrow. I checked the tracking number, and it's already in my hometown, which is great. So, yeah, Friday night, woohoo! I don't go out on Fridays anymore. I am going to be unboxing a NASCAR model. Shows you how much fun I am. Also, black on dark blue is very hard to see, so I think this cowl decal's in a good spot. What's not hard to see is white on blue. So this constant contact decal should go down on the hood very nicely. It's kind of funny because, I mean, this is nowhere near the skill level or the talent level that Bob Ross is, but for some reason I feel like Bob Ross just like he's painting these pictures, these beautiful pictures, and it starts off as nothing and then turns into something, and you just get to see the whole process along the way, the whole journey. And that's kind of what these cars are. They start off as nothing, and then eventually they get to be something. Easier to see, but be cool to get a zoom in on the car at some point. So you try different angles. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I'm definitely going to be trying different angles and stuff. Overall, this whole YouTube thing's been a pretty cool experience. It's been nice to interact with people. I'm still kind of getting used to the live streaming thing. Like interacting with the live chat, which is fun. I kind of like that better than commenting on videos. I'm not gonna stop making videos, because that's like the whole point of this channel is to document my cars. So we're just running through the collection. Every Friday it's a new car that I have. And that's not gonna stop because I have tons and tons of other cars, like multiple hundreds of cars. So there will be videos forever, pretty much. But I do like the live feature where I just get to hang out with you guys. And again, it is kind of weird because I'm in my basement talking to nobody, but I'm talking to you guys in the chat. So it's a cool thing. The internet is a fun place to be, and it's just, I don't know. And if you guys are interested in this kind of stuff, I mean, it's just something you could throw on in the background and not even think about it. Which, I don't know why you'd want to listen to me talk. I'm not that interesting of a person. But I would argue the decaling of the cars is the most interesting thing about the videos. Not necessarily what I have to say. Unless you guys put me on some crazy topic that I have to discuss. But yeah, it was really cool last stream to get Jason in here to talk about the truck and the other car that I was working on, and what decals, like, I don't know if Murph, you're still here, but he was talking about how he basically had to throw everything together for the truck Like, it came together very, very last minute, and it was like a total garage effort to get people to help him get decals for his name on the truck and his fire suit and all that kind of stuff. So it's just pretty cool to hear those kinds of stories, and get to interact with each other. But yeah. Emily, do you like the change of music this time? I don't know if you noticed that or caught it, but I did change up the music a little bit from the last stream. I know that was a request by a few people, so we're trying it. It's something a little different, if you can even hear it, if it's loud enough, or if you can hear it over my talking. But yeah, the YouTube library is a pretty cool thing. You just go on there and bunch of copywritten or not copywritten music that you can go listen to and use for your videos. I mean, I guess you could listen to it kind of like a Spotify thing, which they're all really obscure songs. It's not like they have Guns N' Roses or Metallica or anything like that on there. But you know, if you're in school still and you need background study music, or if you're, I don't know, doing something that you don't really need to pay attention to the music, the sound, you could throw on the YouTube copyright free music in the background. So this weekend is COTA, Circuit of the Americas. It's in Texas, where the Cup Series and I think it's the Truck Series. Not 100% sure. My NASCAR brain doesn't really... Oh, Steph, you texted me. Hi, Steph. I didn't even see that you texted me. Hello. My NASCAR brain doesn't really turn on until the weekend. Like, I don't really think about NASCAR throughout the week unless I'm doing like decaling, like live streaming this. So, oh, the Xfinity's there too. Okay, so Xfinity's there and the Cup Series are there. The music I like a lot. You like this? I hear it as well as I'm streaming on my TV now. Oh, you put me on the TV? Oh boy. Oh boy. Better watch what I say. Zach will come in the other room and start yelling profanities at whatever I'm saying. But yeah, I used to be way more into NASCAR than I am now. Huge Jeff Gordon fan. I'd watch all the races. I think also part of that was having the Speed Channel as an option back on TV back in the day, because there was always stuff on the Speed Channel, and it wasn't just NASCAR all the time. It was all forms of motorsports. But I used to love watching the Speed Channel. I'd come home from school and they'd have like, I don't even remember all the shows. It seemed like there was a NASCAR show on every day. And then I think it was like Friday would roll around and it'd be practice, and then let's see, Friday they'd have a practice before qualifying. Then they would qualify most of the time. Then they would qualify, and then Saturday, then I think Friday night would typically be the truck races. You sent me a picture. All right. Let me look at that. I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing or if it's a coverage thing. That's so funny. But I just can't. I don't know. I can't. This new modern NASCAR, it's just, I don't know. Just my interest is not as peaked as it once was. And I know that's the case for a lot of people. That's kind of why it dwindled in popularity heavily. But yeah, I still try to be as positive about it as I can. I don't try to hate on NASCAR because they already get enough of that. I don't really post anything on social media. I mean, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know that it's very rare that I post anything, let alone like a NASCAR hate tweet or anything like that. But yeah, it was, I don't know. anyway, this weekend, Circuit of the Americas, COTA, as it's otherwise known as, I was very disappointed in the outcome of Atlanta because I thought William Byron had a shot to win it. If Larson doesn't, so obviously Byron won the 500. He had a strong car at Atlanta. He could make moves. He could move all around the track. He could make passes. He could go by himself. Like if he lost a little bit of the draft, he could kind of work his way back up. Like I thought Willie B had a heck of a car. Maybe not the best. Austin Cindric probably had the best car. But I feel like Byron, he was there. It was like Cindric and Byron were probably the two best cars. Or maybe that's just my bias because I was watching Byron more than I was watching everybody else. But it just seemed like he could put his car in whatever position that he wanted, and it would typically go forward. And I just think if Larson doesn't come up the track and clear himself, let's say, off the nose of Cindric, I think Byron probably pushes Larson to the lead, and then he tries to pass him like the next lap or on the white flag lap or something like that. I think he crashed with like 3 to go. I don't exactly remember. But I thought Byron had a pretty good chance to go back to back with the car that he had. So yeah, I was getting excited and then got real disappointed there at the end. It was just one of those, I don't know, I guess it was kind of one of those racing deals from his standpoint. I mean, he didn't really turn down off the corner. His car just kind of washed up the track, and Cindric obviously bounced off the wall a little bit, and his car came down the track. So it was inevitable that they would touch just based off the physics. But yeah, it would have been cool to see him win back-to-back races the first two of the year, especially considering they're going to COTA this weekend, because obviously he won there last year. And he's been pretty good there every year they ran. I want to say he was like second or third when Tyler Reddick won it, and then he was like in the top 10 when Ross and AJ and Bowman were going at it that one year. So in my mind, I was like, oh, Willie B could win the first 3 races of the season. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Very rare for it to happen. Also, I'm a little bit glad because I would have had to buy those cars and trying to save a little bit of money now, you know? Can't be spending all my money on diecast. I know, like, the name of the channel is diecast driven, but I don't know. But anyway, it's really, so I guess my question for Emily is, if you're watching on the TV, then you're probably not going to be in the chat unless you're also watching on your phone, which would mean you would either text me or be in the chat. I don't know. It's not that important. Just wondering. I guess while I'm waiting for these decals, like we could hop over here. So this is the windshield from the 10 car. And we have the Menards window banner that we could put on it. We can multitask. We're not afraid to multitask here. Oh, Mr. Diecast Driven, how do you know that that's not the windshield for the Ford? Well, the shape of them. This would not fit in the chat. Oh yeah, in the chat. My computer's over there. That's why I'm pointing that way. But oh, cat, I see. I got you. So yeah, I see we got 4 people here. Appreciate you guys hanging out. It's just a fun thing to do. I still can get off the app and text. Oh, that's cool. I don't know. Sometimes my phone's like that, and sometimes it's not. Not really sure why or why not, but yeah, I don't know. It's not that important. I hope you guys like the format, or let me know if there's something you would want me to change or do differently with this format. Maybe different camera angles. We could always try different things. But overall, it's been pretty fun. That's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, I'm always open to suggestions. Again, mainly this is just for me. This whole channel is kind of just for me in general. Just to have... I don't know, just to kind of have like a documented... Like have all my stuff documented. But it's cool that you guys want to hang out too. Gives me somebody to talk to. Otherwise, I'm just listening to podcasts or listening to music while I'm doing this. So it's not like the most boring or most exciting thing. But gives me some intrapersonal interaction time. Also, though, this chat doesn't really move that fast. Like, I've seen some people stream that have, like, just a few hundred. But even the people that have, like, multiple thousand, like, the normal chat is just... You can't keep up. You can't even keep up with that. My short today did get, like, 40-something views. Which is interesting, considering we have 3 people here. So, and it had like, they got 4 likes. Somebody disliked it too. Who dislikes? First of all, there's like nothing on YouTube that I've ever disliked, I don't think. Just because like I'm not that kind of person to dislike something. I just click off of it if I'm not interested. But there was somebody that disliked my short today. And I was like, strange decision, but okay. I guess we'll roll with it. But it's funny because you guys get to listen to the music. I don't. Now I could put headphones on where I am listening to the music, but I'm just down here with my own thoughts. Would you be interested? I know there's only 3 of you guys watching this, but would you be interested if, because inevitably or eventually I'm going to make a video about these cars just like in the normal format that I do. Do you think it'd be a good idea or interesting to take this stream, take elements from it where we're working on the car and integrate it into those videos, or just kind of keep those videos separate from the live streams? I don't know if I have a preference. I don't know. I don't think it matters. Less work for me would be to just keep them separate, keep them separated. But, and I'm all about less work, right? Nobody wants to work more than they have to. Yeah, but I don't know if it would add a whole lot to having like clips of this put into those videos, keep them separate. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because like, I don't know, maybe somebody would see that in a video and be like, oh, that's cool, I want to watch the live stream. But then, like, I don't know, not a ton of people are here for the live stream anyway, so it's not like it's that big of a deal personally. But yeah, less work. You know, that's true, because I already have a lot of things going on. It's like, it's not like I'm never busy or anything like that. Unless, Emily, you want to be my editor while you're down for the count for the next couple weeks. I don't pay good, and that's terrible working conditions, but you could do for the fun of it. Nah, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't put that evil on anybody, Ricky Bobby. Nope, I edit all of my own stuff. I don't know if you guys can probably tell, because it's not very good. Not very good. Speaking of editing, some more inside baseball for you. I haven't even finished tomorrow's video yet. I got to do that after this stream. So I'm hoping that this stream does not go too long, which we're already making pretty good progress. But yeah. Yeah, see, that's the windshield for the other car. Child labor laws. Come on, focus, camera. I know it's clear, but there you go. Menards. I think I mentioned this in the last stream, but I really like the yellow Menard. The ARCA series went to a yellow windshield banner this year. I like that decision. But yeah, those blasted child labor laws always getting in the way of productivity. I hear ya. Just kidding. Just kidding, YouTube. It's a joke. Don't strike my channel. Also, I don't think they could possibly strike this channel. Not enough people see it. I don't influence enough people to be warranted as an important or influential person. Also, I'm not really sure what Constant Contact is. If Jason ends up joining this again tonight, which, who knows? I was very surprised to even join yesterday, or last time I streamed. But I don't know what Constant Contact is. Maybe I should look it up. Maybe I should do research before I stream. How about that? I don't have time for that. Like, I didn't know that Delisa, I don't know how to say it. His mom, I didn't know that was who that was. But, yeah, maybe I should do research before I just start turning a camera on and talking about important things. Badge reel I work for is Will Ferrell and Talladega Nights. Yeah, send me a picture of that. That's funny. So that's the one where he's like, I want to go fast. Or, I mean, it's such a good movie. I think here's my thought about Talladega Nights. I love it as a movie. I hate it as a NASCAR fan because I personally think that it did more harm than good for NASCAR. Because NASCAR was kind of at its peak in about 2005, 2006. Yeah. Herbie Fully Loaded came out in 2005. Talladega Nights was 06. Cars was 06. Were there any more NASCAR-related movies? But that's 3 NASCAR-ish adjacent related movies in like a 2-year span. It doesn't happen by coincidence. So NASCAR peaked around then. Obviously, Days of Thunder came out in the 90s. Was it the 90s or the 80s? Ooh, I don't know. I've only seen it a couple times. But, yeah, so 3 NASCAR-related / adjacent movies came out in 2005 and 6. And I honestly think Talladega Nights probably did more harm than good. I'm not sure what to do with my hands. That's a good one. That's a funny one. But yeah, the Herbie movie was, I mean, obviously it's a movie, it's unrealistic, but it was one of those ones where I just, even as a kid, I'm like, you're going to take a Volkswagen Bug against these race cars? Yeah, I don't buy it. Plus, wasn't that Lindsay Lohan? I think that was Lindsay Lohan, wasn't it? Because that was like around the same time she did like Freaky Friday, I think. But yeah, Herbie was alright. I mean, it was, I don't know. It wasn't like the best racing movie. But it was fun. It was fun. Again, it got NASCAR out there and exposed to people. Even though NASCAR was already kind of at its peak. But I really liked Cars. I thought it was Freaky Friday was earlier? Oh, okay. Yeah, I really liked the movie Cars. Because it had the racing elements. And obviously it had all of like the early 2000s NASCAR kind of I used to love her so much next to Hillary Duff. See, Darby was a big Hillary Duff fan. She's alright. Apparently she's doing really well for herself. Like, if we want to get down the whole rabbit trail of, like, child stars that turned out good or bad, Hillary Duff actually turned out pretty good, which is surprising, considering, like, the success rate for other child actors and actresses turning out not so good. But yeah, the early 2000s, a lot of really good movies, a lot of really good actors and actresses from them that are pretty memorable. Speaking of, I'm sure you're familiar with a guy named Frankie Muniz. Races in the truck series now. Not sure how many people know that. I mean, I obviously, being kind of plugged into the NASCAR world, know that, but I think it's really cool how, and I don't know if you guys have seen footage, but he was at the 2001 Daytona 500 when Dale Earnhardt passed away, and so it's not like he just like showed up and is racing now. Like, he's been a NASCAR fan for a while, and he's done other forms of motorsports, and it's just kind of cool to see him out there. I grew up knowing Frankie Muniz from Big Fat Liar. Like, that was the movie that I remember him. I didn't watch Malcolm in the Middle, or I don't even think I remember Agent Cody Banks. And I'm sure he's in other stuff that I don't know about. But it's just cool to see him. He's got such a positive attitude. Like, in all of his interviews, he's very upbeat, and he's not like a corporatized NASCAR driver. And there's a lot of drivers, like most of the drivers, that will give their interviews. It's very, I don't know how to say it without being like mean about it, but they're just very bland. And Frankie's just a super upbeat guy. Like, even when he got crashed out of Atlanta, he was still like buzzing about it. He's like, yeah, it was unfortunate and all this stuff, but you know, the truck was fast, and we were making moves, and we were up there contending for a top 10, and I don't know, it's just cool to see him. Like, he's working his way up through the field. He's working his way up. He's got pretty good skills behind the wheel of a race truck. So it'll just be kind of interesting to see how far his career goes. I mean, he's kind of on the older side of drivers, but I mean, that didn't stop Mark Martin from winning 5 races in 2009. If you're from, and you know, that's just, you know, stats. I had Go Show Zach, Big Fat Liar, one of my favorites. Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies too, where Paul Giamatti, what's his name in the movie? Marty Wolf, where he turns blue. Yeah, that's a good one. True. Murph, I don't know what you said true to, because I've been just rambling about a bunch of random stuff. But if it's about Frankie Muniz, I'm excited to see what he can do. I think he's got, you know, I don't know if he's got a shot to win a race like right this second. But I think the more he learns, the more he gets comfortable in the trucks and the cars, whatever he's driving, I mean, the better he's going to get. So he's already showing talent, that he has the talent. So it'll just be really cool to see how that progresses. Oh, the Mark Martin stuff. Yeah, Mark Martin, the old man. Mark the Kid Martin. I liked him. I don't really, like, his career started before my time. Oh yeah, Amanda Bynes, she did go crazy. Again, going back to the child star thing. But yeah, Mark Martin, he started before my time, and so I grew up knowing him as like the Roush, kind of like the early 2000s was when I really started watching. So he was in the Roush 6, the Viagra car, and then he was in the 01, well, he retired. 06 was his like retirement year. And then 2007 he kind of came out of retirement, surprised everybody. And that was kind of funny. Everyone's like, oh, Mark. But I think he only did a part-time schedule in 01. He was driving the Army car, the 01. 07. 07. And, yeah, when he signed on with Hendrick Motorsports in 2009, it was kind of a shock. Because I think in 08 he also ran a part-time schedule. Maybe I'm getting my history a little fuzzy. But I want to say he drove a part-time schedule also in 08. Because Casey Mears was in the 5 car in 08. And then Mark took over in 2009. Busted out 5 wins. He won at, let's see if I can remember this, Loudon, Michigan. I was at the one Michigan race that he won. So Loudon, Michigan, Darlington, Chicagoland. Oh man, what was the other race? Darlington, Chicagoland, Loudon, Michigan, Phoenix. I think he won at Phoenix. So, yeah, Mark just came out of nowhere and won 5 races in 09. And then that was it. That was like, boom, flash in the pan. Like, he hadn't done anything for a while. Part-time schedule, hanging around, gets to Hendrick Motorsports Equipment. Boom, wins 5 races. And then 2010, he didn't. That was his last win. 09 was his last win. And he was in Hendrick Motorsports. He was in the 5 car in 2010, 2011. I think 2012 he moved over to Michael Waltrip Racing in the 55 car part-time with Brian Vickers, I think. And then I think 2013 he might have done some part-time stuff with Vickers too. And then I think in 2014 he was done. I don't remember exactly, but it's kind of a rough from memory. That's all from memory history. But Mark is a funny dude, like on Twitter. I don't know if you follow him on Twitter or hear of any of the antics that he does, but he has some funny tweets. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a tangent. We go on there. But this is interesting. See, I talked to Jason a little bit today, and I was like, yeah, these cars are going to be close, but they're not going to be exact. So now that I've actually had a chance to build them, I can take what I've learned and adjust the decal sheets for some of the different sizing things and just a little nitpicky things that I've noticed when I've been putting these decals on. I mean, overall they're pretty good, especially for a first try. Can't complain too bad. But now that I have them done, I can make some adjustments. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a band, my dad, the Adjustments. But yeah, so unfortunate. Amanda Bynes went crazy. Britney Spears, Drake Bell had some pretty messed up things happen to him. Apparently the Sprouse brothers, Cole and Dylan, are like pretty okay. Like they did pretty good for themselves. I don't really know a whole lot of pop culture things. That's not my forte. Oh, the one thing I do know is what's their name? Brenda Song is like married or dating Macaulay Culkin. That's weird. It's just a weird crossover that I didn't, and never saw that one coming. What are we even talking about? We're off the rails here. We gotta rein it back in. We gotta get back to something important. Not that all these celebrity things aren't important. It's Friday tomorrow. I don't know who's excited about that. Last day of the work week. Christina Aguilera is good. She didn't go crazy. Christina Aguilera. Is she a singer? I don't think I don't think I know who that is. I don't think I know who that is. She might be a singer. Brenda Song, married to him and has kids with him. See, that's crazy. Married and has kids with Macaulay Culkin, of all people. He had a rough patch though, didn't he? I feel like he had a rough patch that he went through, but he's doing okay now. Obviously, he's married to Brenda Song. They have kids. I wonder how far behind the stream is than what I see. It's like you guys will say something in the chat and it'll be a little bit behind. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit behind. That explains why why it's a little bit different. Genie in a bottle, George. Come on. Yeah, okay. I'd be lying if I said I knew what that was. Also, just on like a logistics note and a side note, I got this headset. My dad brought me a headset to have instead of like a tabletop microphone, and it really hurt my head the other day when we were doing the other stream. But now I wore a hat tonight. See, there's my hat. And it's a lot better. And I think the sound is pretty crisp. I like the sound from it. I went back and listened to the stream from the other night. It sounded pretty good. So is the consensus again tonight that I should change the music for the next stream? I mean, there's not much of a consensus. There's 3 of you guys here. But yeah, I'll probably end up changing up the music again as was requested for the other streams. Okay. Are you guys having fun? This is fun. We are having fun. Time's actually flying by. We're already an hour into the stream. Change it up, of course. Absolutely. I will change it up. Yes, ma'am. We're an hour into the stream. Might be able to get the rest done in the next half hour. We'll see. Trying not to go too long tonight, because I want to get some stuff done. Some other stuff. Primarily the video for tomorrow. Got to get that done. Hopefully the algorithm picks it up and more than 12 people watch it. But see, I don't think I can have Metallica on the stream because more than likely they have their music copywritten, and I don't need that in my life. I like Metallica. I agree. That would be fun to have in the stream. This is the back glass from the other Toyota car. See how I already put the black. I got to cut out the adjustment holes. But I already put the black on, so now I'm going to put his name, Alexander. Jason Alexander. Can you see that? Focus. Yeah. Put that on the back. So we're multitasking. We're doing 2 cars at once. That's how I always do. I'm almost done with this car, too. Almost got it finished up. Just have to put it together. And then the Super Speedway packages ran these lower back ends. I don't know if you can see that. So I 3D printed this part. Yeah, rules. Rules are dumb. They're meant to be broken. But anyway, so yeah, I'm almost done with that car. Got to send that off to that guy. I'm excited to get that one done. Next week, Emily, I don't know if you know who this is, but John Christ is a comedian, Christian comedian. Did we talk about this in the last stream? I don't know. We'll be making this car one of the days. I'm going to clear it over the weekend so we can put the decals on it next week. I'm going to send that out to him to put on his... He's got a shelf behind him and so we'll see if he likes it. Somebody else sent him a Brad Keselowski car, and that's boring. Nobody likes Brad Keselowski. At least I don't. I actually used to be story time. I used to be sort of a fan. Just joined. What's the background on this car? All right, Steven, how you doing? Good to see you. Steven City Chevy Fusion. I don't know what to call you. I'm just gonna call you Steven. Background on this car: same driver as the last couple streams, Jason Alexander. He raced this at Charlotte in 2024, and I don't know if he got a top 10. I want to say he did. Maybe not. I think he got top 10s in the 10 car and the Michigan car that I haven't built yet. But yeah, this was one of the other 4 that he wanted me to make for him. So since he just joined earlier, I put before the stream even started, I put the background like blue and orange, whatever color these are. Put all those on because I have to use the air heater or the heat gun to get them to kind of adhere to the body contours of the car. So yeah, that's the background of this car. Another Jason Alexander, 1 of 4. So, but yeah, you missed my, I don't know if it was a rant, but my recollection of Mark Martin information. That was fun. I was just about to get into a rant about Brad Keselowski, how I used to be a fan of his when he first started coming up into the Cup Series. So like in 2008, I want to say. No, maybe it was, yeah, because he won his first race in 09. In 2008, he signed a part-time deal with Hendrick Motorsports, driving the 25 car. So they fielded a 5th car in the Cup Series, and he ran a partial schedule. I don't remember how many races. It wasn't a lot. But he was younger, and he was an up-and-coming kid, and he was doing pretty good in the lower series. Carl Edwards tried to kill him, so that kind of, a couple times actually. But that was later. That was like 2010, I want to say. But yeah, Keselowski, he was, I don't know, he just seemed like a pretty cool driver. He's from Michigan, so Michigan's pretty close to Ohio. And I thought it was cool. And then when he won his first race, flipping Carl Edwards into the grandstands, which it wasn't really his fault. I mean, it was kind of his fault, but it was more NASCAR's fault for the double yellow line rule and it not enforcing it, or kind of enforcing it the year prior with Regan Smith, but that's a whole nother conversation. But basically, I had ordered in 2012, I remember ordering some Jeff Gordon cars, and I had to get a discount from Lionel if I spent over $100, so I ordered some Brad Keselowski cars as well. And I was kind of a fan. I was like fan adjacent, I guess you could call it. And then that fateful day at Texas in 2014 turned Keselowski against me. I'm like, nope, I don't need to be a fan of his anymore. So when he took it 3 wide on Gordon. And again, the whole reason about that race going south was because NASCAR was trigger finger on the caution for Clint Boyer hitting the wall with like 3 to go or something. But anyway, just about Mark Martin, I was just coming up with some, I was talking about his stats from 2009 and how he absolutely tore it up, even though he was an old man. Mark the Kid Martin absolutely tore it up in 09, winning 5 of the 36 races. And that was it. Also, he's a funny guy on Twitter. He wants the door numbers back in the middle of the door. Oh no. No. Alright, everybody. That's fun. So I know you're here for the video, but it's gone. Oh, you want to know why it's gone? Yeah, he had a huge resurgence. He did. So my phone is dead. So we're going to temporarily be without a camera while my phone undies. That's fun. Did you guys think you were tuning in to see that on the stream tonight? Can you still hear me? This is a disaster. It's all falling apart. Now you don't even have anything to watch. You just have to listen to my stupid voice. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't even get the warning. Oh, we're back. Hold on. We could be back. Hold on, everybody. Bear with me. We are... Oh, yeah. Okay. Ready? Ready. Oh, you know what? I might just have to... See, I said I wanted the stream to not last as long. But here we are trying to do these technical difficulties and solve them. Come on. Alright, bear with me, everybody. Apologies. Professional streamer here. Just kidding, I'm far from professional. It wouldn't be a... Yeah, I know. Error. YouTube's yelling at me. Oh boy. Can you guys still hear the music at least? Well, you can hear me, so that would lead me to believe that you can hear the music. Oh, we're back. We are back. Except, there we go. Alright, everybody. Sorry about that. That was fun. Okay. Cool. Are we good? Are we good? Please tell me we're good. Okay. Well, that was fun. Sorry about that. We're only the most professional here. It's a good thing only 4 people are watching, and that didn't happen with like 100 people watching. Not that you 4 aren't important, but I think you're probably a little bit more understanding than the masses. Alright. A lot of these decals we aren't even going to be putting on tonight. Like we can move. Good. Thank you, Darby. Appreciate you. We can take these out. That's going to go on at a later date. That's going to go on at a later date. Those are. Spoiler. Spoiler alert. Wow, never mind. Windshield, back glass, back name glass, front spoiler decals, back spoiler decals, headlight decals, splitter, extra white to go over top. That's it. So this is all we're really down to. Not really a ton left. But, oh, we dropped viewers. Or at least it says down to 2. See what technical difficulties will do? It will nuke your entire stream. It will say, you are a terrible streamer. Get out of here. Nobody wants to see you. But I do have an excellent connection now. So that's good. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I know Darby doesn't stream. I know Emily doesn't stream. Steven City Chevy, do you stream? Do you get it? Do you understand the travails? 5 peeps. Oh, see, I can only see 4. I don't know if it's because my stream is being weird or if it's just, I don't know what it is. But 5 peeps. We're at halfway to double digits. Might start to get a little nervous at double digits. So, actually, that probably goes on that side. This is the first time, so with the Toyota headlights that we did last time, it was cut. Look at that. So with these Ford, I've never streamed. Yeah, me neither. You can probably tell. I'm still learning it. These Ford taillights, they're also cut. So they kind of overlap each other. That's cool. I'm learning, well, I'm also learning about streaming, but I'm learning something with these decals. And that looks pretty cool. The only thing that's going to be a little bit difficult, in my mind, anyway, I don't know if the numbers are accurate during the technical difficulties. 7? Oh man, we had 7 people watching my technical difficulties. Everybody tuned in at the right time. They're like, let's see what's going on. Oh, nothing. That's cool. I'm a bounce. That's funny. Mine has consistently said either 4 or it's bounced between 4 and 3, and actually 2. So I don't know what number is correct. I see like 3 of you that are active in the chat, so maybe there's other people just lurking. Which a lot of times, that's what I do on live streams, is I just lurk. But that's great. So, like, if you could see this decal, it's cut. But with the way that it contours to the body, I mean, it's perfect. That's cool. Helmet, onboard, GoPro videos from K1 Speed in Nashville. Other than that, I only consume stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I was until I started this channel last May, I think. And I still, like, don't get me wrong, my produce to consume is still a lot higher. Like, I'm still watching more than I'm making content-wise. But I figured I would try it anyway, just to see how it goes. Plus, I'm already going to be doing this anyway. I think this is the wrong side. It's definitely the wrong side. That's funny. I'm already going to be working on the cars anyway, so instead of consuming, you know, random stuff, whatever it may be, I figured I could just talk to you guys, share some laughs, interact with the chat. I don't know, see what's going on in the world, and at the same time video archive this whole process, which may or may not be incriminating depending upon how you look at it. But I like the way these taillights go on the car with them being cut out. The interior. Oh yeah, so that's another thing that I noticed when I went to Mid-Ohio for, I guess for the race to watch Cody. I noticed that a lot of the teams, like a lot of the underbody stuff is white. So on most things now, I'm trying to be conscious of the underbody colors. And so for this particular car, you can see the inside of the deck lid, which is white, but also the underside of the hood is white. So when you have the hood open, you know, there's that contrast. So the deck lid, and then also, where did they go? Oh yeah, the roof flaps, same thing. The underside of the roof flaps are white. So it's hard to get the lines right on stuff like the roof flaps because, you know, the tape's not perfect, whatever. But like for Murph's car, it turned out pretty good. Murph's car is a little bit of a different story because I made the underside of his black. My thought process for that was more of like a carbon fiber. So the underside of this one is also black. More of like a carbon fiber look for the newer cars. But the ARCA cars, you know, the ARCA cars still run like a white underhood and under deck lid. So, yeah, I don't know. Attention to detail. Something just different. I like to pay attention to that sort of nerdy stuff, I guess. But yeah, I don't really make a lot of the new cars, the next gens and stuff like that. There are, and I've considered this a couple times, there are carbon fiber sheets out there to do like big areas like that. It's something I'm considering doing, but haven't really put a whole lot of thought into doing quite yet. Maybe eventually I'll get around to it, but yeah, this car's turned out pretty good. Pretty pleased with it. And it's 9:12, so I'm gonna try my hardest to get done here in the next 18 or so minutes. I don't know how feasible that is, but we're gonna try it. Oh no, did my camera die again? We're having all sorts of issues tonight. Is the stream even still live? I might just be talking to nobody. But if that's the case, that's okay. Note to self. Make sure phone is fully charged. Oh. Stream's lagging, isn't it? Video froze. Yeah. I had a feeling. We hear you. Well, at least you hear me. Dang, this is a very unfortunate night. Because I was really enjoying putting this car together. Oh, you can't even comment? So did the whole stream crash? Well, no, you can still hear me. Well, I guess I won't say anything too bad. Darby said the video froze. Trying to figure it out. Oh, I'm sorry, people. I guess streaming's not the easiest thing you can do. Video gone. Okay, so the video is completely gone now. But you can still hear me, right? But you didn't tune in to hear me. That's the problem. You tuned in to watch the video of me making the cars. Improv. No, I don't need to improv because we're coming back. We got it. Except the camera's like upside down and all screwed up. So hold on. Bear with me. I'm not good at improv. I don't have any jokes. Oh yeah, Emily's sending me pictures of the broken stream. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. There we go. Alright, we got video back. Or at least it's back on my end. What about you guys? Is the video back? It should be. It looks smooth. Looks smooth now. Alright. Well, that's annoying. I need a technical difficulties, like a screen that I go to. No, I don't, because I don't want to have technical difficulties ever again. So I don't want to put that in the ether to have it happen. But it looks like we're back. Sorry, everybody. Sorry about that. Again, professional streamer. Just kidding. Now that everybody's gone, everybody's like tuning out. I've had enough of this. Back. Alright, good. We're back. We are so back. Alright. We only have a few more decals to put on anyway, so I guess if the stream would have crashed and ended and we would have all had to go home anyway, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. Oh, hey, look, there's my mouse. Get out of here, mouse. There we go. Well, this stream's been pretty fun. It's been a good one. It's gone by pretty quick. 9:17. Might as well just throw a lot of these decals in. What was I talking about before all the technical difficulties? Anything interesting or worthwhile to go back to? I don't really remember. You'll have to remind me. It probably wasn't that important anyway. See, for me, it says 3 concurrent viewers. And my video is still being super laggy. We might just have to end stream. End it, put it out of its misery. Just chalk it up to ugly stream. They all can't be winners, can they? No. That's why we race. Not everybody can be a winner. But anyway, okay, so getting back to, like, this was conversation a long time ago. Coda is this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. I think Willie B's got a pretty good chance. Ross has won there. Byron has won there. So, I'm looking forward to it. I was going to have some buddies over to watch it, but one of them works on Sunday. Unfortunate situation, because he's got a hockey game on Saturday that he's going to. I won't name names, but I think you people know who he is. But yeah, I'll probably be watching the race, regardless of who's over to watch it with me. And I hope Byron can do well. Maybe top 5. We get like a weird winner, like a... Well, I guess it wouldn't be that weird, but if Shane Van Gisbergen could win it, like AJ Allmendinger, you know, some non-standard, non-normal driver, but I guess they are full-time this year, so it wouldn't be that weird. See, this decal probably has to be a little bit smaller. Doesn't really fit. It kind of does. Doesn't really fit in that cutout. Are you guys still in the chat? Is there still people out there? Did the stream come back to normal? Are we back in normal circumstances? Give me some feedback. Ross. Yeah. Ross. Let's go. Okay, here. Steven, do you like watching the races? Or, I guess my question, I would be, how long have you been a NASCAR fan? Looks good. We're here. Looks and sounds good. Good. Good, good, good. How long have you been a NASCAR fan? Or been around NASCAR? Even if you are a NASCAR fan. I don't even know. Because I've been around it since 2004 was like my first year that I really remember it. Looks and sounds good. And then 2004 was my first race. We went to Indianapolis. I was 8. And then 2007 was kind of my favorite year in general. It was also 2007 was also kind of like my radicalization year against the chase format, because Jeff Gordon, he could have won it in 2004 with the chase, but Kurt Busch ultimately ended up winning, and we kind of all know that, or at least if you know NASCAR, you know that. But Gordon in 07 was like the model of consistency, and I mean, he also won a decent amount of races too. And he had over like a 350 point lead going into the chase, and then it just got wiped out to 0 when points got reset. And that was kind of my like, and then him losing to Jimmy Johnson, who I think Johnson won like the last 4 of the last 5 or races or something. I don't know. Maybe he won 5 in the chase. Whatever it was. Gordon won twice. He won back-to-back at Talladega and at Lowe's Motor Speedway at the time, Charlotte. But that was my radicalization year where I was like, I'm done with the chase. Like, Gordon did nothing wrong. I mean, he was still finishing top 10. I think he had 1 DNF all year, and that was at the spring Charlotte race, the 600, where he got caught up in somebody else's mess. It wasn't his fault. And then he only finished outside the top 10, I want to say 3 times. No, sorry. 6 times. So I think he had 30 top 10s, which is insane, out of 36 races. Especially back then, too, because like, it wasn't ancient times, but they still had a decent amount of mechanical and engine failures, even back in 2007. Like, it wasn't uncommon to see those kind of issues. And so, to have 30 top 10 finishes, I want to say, oh man, I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say it was like 23 top 5s or 26 top 5s, something stupid. Maybe it was less than that. Maybe it wasn't that many. But whatever it was, like, he was the model of consistency. He won 6 races, and then the points got reset, and he ended up losing the championship in 2007. And that was kind of the tipping point for me. I'm like, this is a stupid point system. Why are we rewarding just the end of the season after like an entire season's hard work basically means nothing? And then Jimmy Johnson won the chase 5 times in a row, and it got even dumber in my mind. And you cannot, I personally cannot be convinced, I don't think, that the playoff system / chase system, at least in NASCAR or motorsports, is a viable point system from like a purely racing standpoint. I think that the best way to determine the best driver all year long is a full season points battle. And I don't know. I don't think I can be convinced otherwise, simply because every single week you're facing every single of one of your competitors on all the tracks. So you get to see everybody at their best and at their worst. So you know, Johnson was always really good at the mile-and-a-half tracks. That they just had it dialed in. And Gordon was Gordon was pretty good all around earlier on in his career, but later on in his career, like Martinsville, he was insane at Martinsville, and he did pretty good at Bristol. And Richmond, he was always like top 10, top 5. So he had the short tracks down and the road courses. Although he didn't win a road course from 2006 on, Gordon was always pretty good at the road courses. And 2014 still kind of sucks in my mind when he was running down Carl Edwards. Made a slight mistake. I want to say it was in turn 11 or turn 7, maybe at the top of the hill. With like 2 or 3 to go. Lost a bunch of time. And then just started to reel him back in, but just ran out of laps. So that one always kind of sucked. I think that was 2014. Maybe it was 15. Nah, I think it was 14. Because Kyle Busch won it in 2015. Which brings me back to the whole point system. Like, Kyle Busch literally missed, I don't even know, a third of the season, a quarter of the season, whatever it was, and then won the title. I don't know. That one doesn't make any sense to me. I understand from like a story standpoint that it's a great story that he came back and won a bunch of races and got himself in the top 30 in points and all that kind of stuff. But like, I don't know. As a fan, that was another one of those moments, radicalization moments. So like, yeah, this point system is terrible. Like, they should just abandon it altogether and go back to the original. Well, it wasn't even the original, but the point system that awards the best performance for the entirety of the year. Because it would have been a really cool story. Kyle Busch comes back from injury, wins. What did he win? Like 5 races that year, something like that. I mean, I was at that Homestead race when they won. It was was supposed to be Gordon's last race. But yeah, I don't know. NASCAR makes a lot of decisions that are counter to what they probably should make, and that has definitely turned a lot of people away. Which is a shame because it's a really cool thing. I think we talked about this. I was talking to this with somebody the other day, but also just like car culture in America kind of being gone. I don't remember if it was on stream or if it was with somebody else, but people don't really work on their own cars. It's just kind of a tool that they use to get from point A to point B. It's nothing crazy. Like, people aren't in their garages working on their cars anymore. And I kind of understand it because they're so complicated, but that's a big problem with NASCAR is they're not... It's more entertainment, I guess, at the higher level and from a fan standpoint. But it's fine. That's all I kind of watch it now for anyway. It's entertainment. Just something to do on the weekends when the Premier League's not on. Premier League's kind of entertainment in a way too. But I know there's only 4 people watching. But I'll explain my position on the point standings. It's similar to pretty much any major soccer league in the world. So pretty much everywhere but the United States. Like the guy at the car show. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, true. But the point system for NASCAR is kind of like all of the other soccer leagues in the world. So specifically the Premier League, it's a full season points schedule. Whoever has the most points at the end of the season wins the whole thing, wins the league. And every team plays each other both home and away. So they have 20 teams, so they play 38 matches, once at their place, once at home, and once away. And so you're seeing, and they're like, they play all of the, they they basically play 19 games for half the season, and in those 19 games, they don't repeat a team that they play. So they play all other 19 teams, then the season flips over, and then they play the rest of the 19 teams. And a win is 3 points, a draw is 1 point, and if you lose, you get no points. And it's simple, and whoever has the most points at the end of the season wins the league. That's it. Nothing fancy, no playoffs, none of that. And it's some seasons are obviously better than others. I mean, you're not going to have a banger of a season every single time. But, I mean, not everything can be like that. It's like that whole stupid Game 7 moment that NASCAR is trying to recreate with their playoffs. Like, you can't have a Game 7 every single time you play. Otherwise, it doesn't mean anything. It's not special if it's happening all the time. That's why somebody on YouTube just said something about like no hitters in baseball and a caution-free race in NASCAR. I don't remember who it was, but that makes so much sense. Like, it's rare, and when it happens, it's super impressive. And so that's why, like Matt Kenseth's 2003 season, where he was just the model of consistency. Yeah, okay, it was boring for the fans, or I guess it was boring for the fans because he didn't win a race all year. No, he won one race. He won one race, but was very consistent and won the whole thing. But you can't have like a 1992 championship battle where there were 5 cars that had a mathematical shot at winning the whole thing. So, I don't know. The point system frustrates me, I think, more than anything, because it doesn't... It almost nullifies, like, the entirety of the regular season, in my opinion. Because, yeah, you have to win a race, but the way that NASCAR is nowadays, like, Daytona, like, all the drafting tracks are kind of crapshoots. Like, you don't really know what's going to happen. Like, sure, William Byron won it. Christopher Bell, like, they're 2 of the actual better drivers in the series. But, like, Harrison Burton won Daytona last year, and he was just automatically in the playoffs. And I don't even remember who he kicked out, but he was like, pretty far down in the points. So, I don't know. I have a hard time watching, and I don't really watch for the points. I just watch for the races, simply for that, just to watch what happens at the races on the weekends. Something good, some sort of shenanigans, you know, whatever it may be. That's kind of all I'm there for. So, I don't know if you guys have any opinions about the point system, but that's mine. If in a perfect world, if they could go back to a full season points system that rewards consistency, but also you could add like points for leading the most laps. First of all, get rid of stage cautions. Like, just there's no reason to have a stage caution and slow the whole field down. But get rid of those. You can still award the points. I don't love it, but you can still award the points at the stage breaks. A point for leading a lap. Maybe a point for leading the most laps, since it's like 1 point. Or maybe 5 points for leading the most laps. Something like that. If they want to do a point for having the fastest lap, sure. That's fine, I guess. It's not like the greatest idea, but it's fine. Like, they can award a point for that. So there's like multiple different ways that you can get points in a race. Or there could be. Leading laps, leading the most laps, having the fastest lap. Like, you could get awarded points for all of those things. And then your stage points. You could get those as well. I'll even concede that. You can have stage points as well. And but eliminate the playoffs. Oh, and if you win the race, let's say, I don't know, winning the race gets you 10 points or something. So you still put an emphasis on winning, but you get 10 bonus points for winning the race. or 5 or 15. I don't know. However you want to weight it, it could be adjusted. So I think that would kind of appease everybody. I think that would be a better way to determine the season champion, in my opinion, but I'm not in the industry. I don't talk to the people. I don't have any power or input or anything like that. But yeah, if I had to make the change, that's what I would do. Full season points would come back, and then you get bonus points for all those things. And sure, if they want to have, like, if they want to keep the stages in and award the points, that's fine. But I don't know, I'm just ranting. I don't even know if the chat is still alive. Nobody said anything in a while. Is the stream even still alive? Who knows? Anyway, it's not like it matters that much. The stream's pretty much over. The car's done. Yep. Now I just got to cut out the roof flaps. But I hope you guys enjoyed the time we got to spend together. Hear me rant about the points a little bit. That's a common occurrence. And here, you know what? Let's make this a little bit bigger. How do you guys... It's pretty close. There's some things that I could change. Overall, it looks pretty good. I think so too, Darby. I think so. But we can... Let's turn that off. We'll give it a once over here. Put it in the light. See what you guys think. Turned out pretty good. Jason, I think he's going to like this one. Actually, this one's for the sponsors, but I think it turned out pretty good. Number 11 Charlotte car. So, I thank you guys for tuning in to the stream. We did it in under 2 hours. We did it under an hour and 45 minutes. That is, I like that. So, thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys being here. Next stream is likely going to be probably this car. I already showed this earlier, but I still have to do a little bit of prep work with getting some of these other decals on the car before I do all of like the sponsor and logos and decals. But this is probably going to be the next one that we do. And I don't know exactly when that will be. Maybe Monday night. Probably not tomorrow. I got some other things to work on tomorrow, and this weekend's kind of busy for me. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'll work on a few things. Saturday, Sunday I'll work on a few things, but next week I think we'll knock this pink car out. I can line up. Let me line up Jason's cars here real quick. See if you guys like them. These are his 3 ARCA cars that I'm working on tomorrow night. Tomorrow? You want me to go live tomorrow? Maybe. I don't know exactly what I'm doing tomorrow night, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I won't rule it out. But yeah, here are Jason's 3 ARCA cars that I'm working on and his truck that I pretty much finished decaling. So we'll see about tomorrow. No promises. But I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's stream. Feel free to reach out on Twitter or in the comments of any of my videos if you have any questions or want to see something else. I'm open to suggestions and always glad to share my hobby with you guys. It's a pretty niche thing. I know not too many people, like, the diecast industry has fallen off quite a bit from the mid 2000s. Like, not nearly as many people collect cars as they once did. But it's something cool when, you know, like Jason, he doesn't have the opportunity really to have his cars made, so it's cool to make them for him. So anyway, I appreciate you guys being here, and I think on that note I'm gonna sign out. An hour and 40 minutes we've been live together, so Again, I appreciate all of you guys being here. If I don't see you tomorrow night, Steven, we'll see. I don't know. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening and a good weekend. Oh, and keep your eyes peeled for a video tomorrow at noon. It will be Jeff Gordon's 2012 Blizzard car. A little sneak preview for you. So, until next time, this has been Diecast Driven, and I appreciate you guys being here. Have a great night. Bye.